All right, welcome to the Starting Over Podcast. I'm your host, Edward Shelton, aka Dark Logos, and this is the show where we talk about the strategies, tactics, and mechanics behind the game of heroclix. I've had a very interesting weekend. Pretty much, I went out to buy a mattress at last Monday at the local, like literally like 3 blocks away from me. Affordable mattress place. Found a mattress I liked. Got the mattress. Was sort of frustrated that the mattress was the floor model, because if I knew that, I would have definitely tried to go down like another $100 or at least 50. But anyway, so they delivered it. I did all the stuff that I could to off gas the mattress as best as I could, then sterilize the mattress and put baking powder in there and get all the smells out. So I got my mattress delivered on Friday, did most of the cleaning stuff, letting the baking powder sit inside of the mattress for through most of Saturday, and then on Sunday I assembled my mattress, and I feel good. I had the best night of sleep that I've had in a long time. It was like, hey, the bed was like, hey, Edward, you don't need to get up. You slept 9 hours. You don't need to get up. Just lie right here in my loving embrace. And I was like, yeah, baby, that's my first time lying like this. So yeah, I fell asleep like really good. So yep. So now we're gonna go get into Star Trek, to Boldly Go, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna look at these and we're going to look at them together. We're going to look at them together. First time reveal. I don't think the way that they broke up this set was a good idea. Now just sort of getting a voice of some of the earlier comments that I've heard people talk on this. I think this was in part a money grab to inflate the value and the rarity of figures. So I don't like this. But hey, it is what it is. All right, so let's get into it. Commander William T. Riker, you're using this. You're using this for the Thomas the Train, and it's good, and it's 50 points, running shot, 11 attack, 3 damage. Yeah, you're using this. So pick him up. So that's automatic. Gotta get. Romulan officer. Smoke cloud. When Romulan officer uses it, you may also generate an obscuring terrain marker in each square within range that occupied a friendly character with the Romulan keyword. At the beginning of your next turn, remove those markers. No. I don't like this. Now, if you were saying, hey, we're getting some cheap enhancement for spy, there you go. I think that's good. But overall, not so much. I'm not really a fan of this. But I will come back and say that if you're trying to find like a cheap enhancement for spy and then have it be like secondary, look at me, I'm able to make my smoke cloud for spy, so we're all stealth, then okay, great. That's good to know. I mean, so it's a niche piece. So that's the best way to put it. All right, Cardassian soldier. I thought the Cardassians were Deep Space Nine. Why are they here? You get your Star Trek mixed up after a while. We are conducting. No, they did. They were in Star. Never mind. They were in Next Gen. Never mind. We are conducting military exercises. It would be wise if you change course immediately. When Cardassian soldier hits an opposing single base character after resolution, you may place that character into a square adjacent to their current square. Only for soldier themes. That's the only reason I can see you using it. Only on soldier themes. So, Ferengi Trader. Ferengi Energy Whip Incapacitate. When Ferengi Trader uses it as a close action and hits after resolutions, roll a d6. Deal the hit character 1 penetrating damage. Team ability Ferengi Alliance. Shape change, but only succeeds on 6. So pretty much they're scrolls. Yay. Wow. I don't really think this is great. I think it's okay. But it's not great. So yeah, there you go. Romulan Guard. The stats are... I mean... I hate to say this. Against Trek, like, all this is fine. Like, I don't think anyone should be complaining at all. I think against any of the other Star Trek characters, I think that Star Trek in and of itself is balanced. Yes, Starfleet does have some shenanigans, after you start stacking up, like, set after set after set of Starfleet. But realistically... some of the tricks that they've given, the other factions is not bad. But yeah, if you're talking about merging it overall in the heroclix, it's a problem. Romulan Guard. Yeah, I had to pass on that. Klingon Warrior. The blood will tell free if a friendly character that's adjacent or as Klingon keyword was attached to your last turn, modify attack by +1. Nope. Starfleet Admiral. Okay. Here we go. You abide by Starfleet regulations. Leadership. When Starfleet Admiral uses it and succeeds, you may instead choose one. Remove an action token from a non-adjacent friendly character. That character can't attack this turn. Or give an action token to a friendly character. You can't choose a character with 2 already. And if you do, action total +1. This is crap. Picard is better. This is crap. Because if you remove an action token from a non-adjacent friendly character, and that character can't attack, which means that they can only move. Okay, so that's dumb. And then give an action token to a friendly character, and if you do, action total by +1 this turn. So you're looking for somebody with willpower that has crap stats, and that's who you're going to token up. So let's go ahead into the oh so awesome unit section that Typhon will not update because he's lazy, and we will go into dang it. Nope, that's Taboli go. Alright, so where is my symbol? Okay, here we go. Alright. So we're gonna look real quick, and we're going to try to look through and see in Starfleet who would you actually do this on. So I want to just point out, Common Jean-Luc Picard is able to just remove tokens off of everybody if they're not, if they're within 6 squares and not adjacent. So why am I playing this guy over Jean-Luc Picard and they're the same points? So literally, Jean-Luc Picard, like, go look at this. They're both No, Jean-Luc Picard is 50 points. He's 5 clicks. The Admiral is 4 clicks. The Admiral has Mastermind. Okay, Jean-Luc Picard has Defend and Energy Shield. Okay, like automatically Jean-Luc is winning. He has 2 damage over the Admiral's 1 damage. Now, the Admiral does have Outwit, Prob, and Perplex, but Jean-Luc Picard has Leadership, and then it says on the result, if he uses it on the result of 6, you may instead remove an action token from all friendly characters with the Starfleet keyword within 6 squares, including himself. And he has a trait when Jean-Luc Picard is attacked by an opposing character with the tiny damage symbol modified defense by -1. That's it. Like, Jean-Luc is killing the game. His attack values are better, more consistent. He gets TK. He's 1 click longer. Yeah, so... Yeah, sorry, but I went off. I went off the rails. I apologize. But, like, looking like, oh, you're going to put this token on your Commander Data or your Lieutenant Worf. You're not putting it on Barclay unless you're trying to activate him. Okay? And I think that, and then you're risking that. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, like if we're looking through the Nurse Ogawa. So you're going to pack a Nurse Ogawa, 2 Nurse Ogawas anyway. All right, cool. So overall, this is bad. And you're in a 300-point game trying to get +5 actions. All right. Your Nurse Ogawa isn't really doing anything. She'll take the penalty so Starfleet can move forward, but it's not good. All right, next up is Jody LaForge. It's an inside joke. So let's look at this. He's 35 points this time around, and you choose an adjacent friendly character. That character can use improved targeting, ignores hindering to your next turn. This is good. This is something Starfleet needs. This is something Starfleet needs really bad to deal with stealth at range. So there is no limitation on this. In the long term, I think that this is going to be great for scientists because you're going to be dealing with 8, 9 ranges, and you're able to pretty much just ignore hindering terrain, whether for stealth or for plus to hit purposes. So yeah, this is a must buy. I definitely would say that. So second must buy is Jody LaForge. All right. You got Lieutenant Commander Data. You have free if Lieutenant Commander Data began your turn on the map. Replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. Now, this is good because it's part of the whole shift in focus Commander Datas, and I would say only buy this if you're going for the whole collection of Datas. Next up is Torith. If they have the means of detecting us, they must be destroyed. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Romulan keyword modify attack by +2 when attacking only opposing characters that can use improved targeting hindering. No, this is dumb. That is literally too specific. If I have discovered traitors among us, opposing characters can't use shape change when attacked by friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Romulan keyword. That should be on the front, not the back. This piece is trashed. Let's keep rolling. Kardashian Glenn. Is that Gline? I never paid attention to the Kardashians that much. There is a Kim Kardashian joke in there, but nah, I'm not going for it. Let's see. Sidestep, energy explosion. All right, 40 points, high defense, decent range. Who I choose to spend my free time with, that's my business. I don't know what you're implying there. When an opposing character successfully breaks away from Cardassian Glen after resolutions, roll a d6, 5 through 6, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. If the plasticity was up front, I would actually think that this would be competitive. But since the plasticity is in the back and the character is very shallow, like I would want this pig figure to be 6 clicks deep, 50 points, and you can sort of try to skimp a little bit on the defense. But yeah, like, no, this is bad. This is not good at all. All right, Ferengi Salvage Crew. Now, I've heard a lot of hype about Ferengi Salvage Crew, so let's see if the hype is worth it. According to the Ferengi rules of acquisition, we declare this ship to be a loss. During the game setup, you may choose 1, place one of your opponent's objects, or generate a standard light in any square on the map in a starting area. Now, boom. This is big. This is real big. And the main reason I think is big is the same reason that the rest of us think is big. I can jack your Doc Ock arms, which I wouldn't say automatically kills Vulture from the meta, but it really hurts him. If you're not so much worrying, if you know that you cannot hit theme that's like +7 or above, then you could just say, screw it, why even try? The main thing I'm concerned about is making sure my objects are in position, and making sure that my objects don't get ganked. Okay, well, if I shift away from playing objects and I see objects are a huge part of the meta right now, then it's best for me to play this figure. And I can do it. Now, here is the question that I actually have. Is this per Ferengi Salvage Crew member? Because it doesn't say for all characters with this name. Okay, so that's one of those things that WizKids does to limit an effect. Because to me, if I'm reading this correctly, each instance of this trait would proc. It doesn't have unique anywhere around here. And so if you run 2 of these, yeah, it's 100 points. But you're able to place 2 of your opponent's objects. Just flat. So I think that this is going to get an errata or a clarification. So buy 2 for now, but it's probably going to be like Thomas the Train and get nerfed. So yeah. You will cooperate with our salvage operation. Opposing equipment objects have equip any and unequip drop instead. When a friendly character that's adjacent or has the Ferengi keyword hits an opposing character that's equipped, after resolution, the hit character unequips their equipment. Yes, so this is meta. This becomes enemy number 1 for item-dependent teams. And if I was WizKids Design, I would actually give this figure 1 more click, or give like damage reduction, like a special damage reduction energy shield on click 1 and 2. I would do that. Here's why. WizKids has moved the game towards objects, which is fine. But at the same time, there needs to be disads. My problem is currently there are a lot of disads for colossals, but there's not a lot of disads for objects and ID cards. And I think that there needs to be more of that in the game. And I think this is a prime set to do it. This is a prime set to do it. To deal with characters that are placed. I mean, you have a ton of TK in Star Trek. To deal with characters that are placed, that would be perfect. All right, let's keep going. Aldadar Jarak. If Aldadar Jarak is part of a Starfleet theme, friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Starfleet keyword can use improved targeting, ignores hindering, and modify defense by +1 against attack by characters with Romulan keyword. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is nice. Definitely if you're going theme. Is he better than Jody LaForge? Not necessarily. But is he still pretty good? Yes. Is he more sturdy than Jody LaForge? Jody LaForge. Again, inside joke. Then yeah. Anyway, or Spy, if Aldadar Jarak is part of Romulan theme team, he can use telekinesis as free, but only to place opposing characters. So yeah, I think this dude is great. This guy is great for Starfleet. Everything else, he sucks, but for Starfleet, he's great. Kern, Klingon Starfleet warrior. Kill him. It's the Klingon way. I like that. When a friendly character that's adjacent or has the Klingon keyword damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, deal that opposing character 1 penetrating damage. If that character is not KO, immediately heal it 1 click. Oh man, it's the same as those demons from RIP. I think it was it Death or the Wraith? I forgot. Anyway, so I like this. You have Perplex. Starfleet doesn't necessarily need it, but it's nice to have. And definitely if you don't want to run Riker as your muscle. You don't want to do the whole Thomas the Train, William T. Riker is your muscle tricks, where he's your ID card battery. I think Kern is a good secondary option, even though Shelby is rather boss. I think Shelby has a higher chance of living, whereas Kern has the ability to just deal out more damage. And yeah, so mark this as figure number 3 to go by, Kern. Okay. Next up is Worf. And Worf has his, it says he's a prime. Pay 5 more points. My brother Kern will join us in battle. Oh, that makes sense. Once per game, place adjacent a 014-8 Kern from your sideline on click 1, 2, or 3. This game, Kern can't be carried, be equipped, be given double power actions, replaced, or be replaced. This game, Kern returns to your sideline at the beginning of your next turn immediately if no square he occupies is within 5 squares of Worf, or if he is removed from the map by another effect. So yeah, right when I start talking about IDs and placement of characters, in comes Prime Worf. Yes, this is a must. This is a must. This is another must buy, because I think once you stack Worf, Prime Worf with Kern, yeah, like that is a hardcore, duo to have on your team. Like that's really good. May you die well. Free. Choose an opposing character within range that has the Klingon, that has Klingon martial arts or warrior keyword and has 0 or 1 action tokens at the end of I guess is the chosen character's next turn. If it did not make an attack, deal it 1 penetrating damage. Oh, so it's you must fight from Ares, except a little bit more refined. Okay, alright, great. No more Romulan deceptions, combat reflexes, friendly characters that are adjacent and have the Klingon. Alright, characters that are adjacent and that have the Klingon keyword modified defense by +1 against attacks by characters with the Klingon or Romulan keyword. Better for Trek games, I'm not gonna lie. Man. Yeah, this Worf is good. This Worf is really good. I want to say bye. He's very limited in how I view him, but when you're looking at the difference between Worf and Kern helps your Starfleet teams just overall be more aggressive. The fact that you could generate, using Worf to generate Kern for functionally free and have him come in and be your range and Worf be like the melee, I think that works out. And definitely going into this immediate future, I want everybody to understand, with the new X-Men set, the new X-Men set has made a lot of B+ teams A- to standard A teams. And Starfleet is one of them. All you need to do is just make sure that, that I have the right ID cards. It's like, oh, do I need Colossal Retaliation? Boom, there it is. Now, I want to say this. Does this, automatically is Starfleet rainbow magic? No. But Starfleet has gotten a mass influx of new blood and new characters and new ways of playing. And they have multiple tactics. And you can quite clearly see that this should have just been a whole set that was released at once. Because if I streamline everything, this set starts to make sense from a design standpoint. There weren't two different breaks. And I appreciate that, because it lets me know that game design had a bigger view of the direction in which Starfleet was going. Okay, so all they really need to do is create an equivalent of Queen Storm for Starfleet, and that's it, and they're good to go. And unfortunately, you only get away ship pilots until you get Voyager, where that becomes a big thing with Paris. Not Paris Gordon, the character Paris. I forgot his first name. He drives that shuttlecraft. And so there's very few direct uses of shuttlecraft where you're like, oh yeah, that's our shuttlecraft guy. So yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. Dr. Beverly Crusher. I'm not going to leave and let you die. At the beginning of your turn, Dr. Beverly Crusher can use support at no cost, but only to target characters damaged by an opponent's attack since your last turn. That is good. That is really good. Head of Starfleet Medical Leadership Support. When Dr. Beverly Crusher or an adjacent friendly character uses support, apply -1 instead of -2 to the result. Oh, okay. So that's how they're balancing out the fact that she could just free heal. Oh, so she goes down to technically like a 9. Oh, no. Never mind. That's the support role. It's not clear. Okay. Yeah, that's to the support role. Oh, dang, she's broke. Buy her. buy her. Make sure you get her. Okay, that's broke on multiple levels. That's just broke on multiple levels. Hello, Nimrod. I'd like to introduce you to Trask, and I'd like to introduce you to Beverly Crusher. It's like, what? Yeah, we're gonna fix you up real nice, buddy. All right. Next up, Miles O'Brien. Miles O'Brien has 0 or 1 action tokens, friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Starfleet keyword can use super senses. Okay, cool. I like this. That's actually really nice for stacking abilities with Starfleet. When a character uses this super senses and succeed, give Miles O'Brien an action token and place that character adjacent to Miles O'Brien. Okay, this is I definitely say this is a buy, not in multiples, but this is a buy. So yeah, so I'm pro this figure. Okay, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, USS Enterprise. This has to be a title character. Real name Jean-Luc Picard. Yeah, 85 points. Oh, buddy, I think we're about to get a really good Jean-Luc Picard. When he is KO'd, friendly characters can't make attacks on your next turn. Okay, whatever, that's fine. That's fair. 85 points, and he is 8 clicks. That's also good. On my command, free, choose one, move, or close, or range. Actions of the chosen type to friendly characters that are adjacent or have Starfleet keyword don't count against your action total this turn. Must buy. Must buy. Buy this now. Buy this now. Okay, so a lot of folks might be wondering, why did I just like immediately freak out about that? And here's the reason. Starfleet, a majority of Starfleet figures are, really almost all Starfleet figures are sub 100. And you have to make a team, you have a lot of like little dudes. And now you have this Jean-Luc Picard, which he's almost a third of your team, which isn't that big of a deal when you're dealing with Star Trek realistically. Now comes in and says, I'm top dial leadership, plus I'm in Dom and super senses, and I'm rather stout. I don't have damage reduction, but I'm rather stout, and I am going to make this little army just boss. Oh, move act, like we all need to go. We all need to go. Boom. My move actions do not count to my action pool or my close attacks or all my ranged attacks. Like just think about that from range attacks alone. That they don't count against my action total. It's ridiculous. Like, you're able to run this guy plus that Prime Wharf, call in Kern, run Thomas the Train trick, and do just do a bunch of different things and get 7 actions. Like real casually, I can see how you can get 7 actions in a turn, minimum, utilizing just this +1. So yeah, that's oh my gosh, that's good. I don't know why people aren't talking about this. Okay, -X transporter, free. Choose a character on your sideline with the Starfleet keyword and a starting line for that character. You may pay one plot point per 10. Okay. Of that character's cost to place that character on their starting line in an unoccupied square within 6 squares in line of fire. A force may have only one character placed by this effect on the map at a time. Okay, so you can't just beam in 5 guys. This is also good. And I know some of you are probably wondering, why is this good, Edward? This is really, really, really good because Starfleet is cheap. And they now have the choice of deciding, okay, I'm running 3 IDs. These 3 IDs are my retail because I really don't need a lot of stuff in terms of backup. Let me rephrase that. You don't need to call in IDs to do most of your attacks because Starfleet has majority of this utility built in. So because of that, you now are in this new position where you can say, I believe that if I play properly with Jean-Luc Picard of USS Enterprise, I am going to get 7 turns. And by turn 3, I'm going to be at this stage. Turn 4, I'm going to get this stage. And I'm calling in on turn 6 to bring in that 50-point hitter that I just may have lost just due to attrition. My opponent came up, energy exploded my whole entire force or something like that. So yeah, like I think that this character is super valuable and needs to be studied. You can't kill him real easily. Your opponent has to invest a lot of energy to try to take him out. And he has that screw you, I don't die dial. And if he ever gets access to any form of damage reduction, he's a boss. Like, he's a straight boss. And even if you want to say, like, give him exospecs and now he's zippity-doo-dying all over the place, or you give him Goblin Glider and now he's carrying characters as well, I think that he has a place. So, yeah. Jean-Luc Picard, USS Enterprise. If you love Starfleet, this is a mandatory buy. All right, Sela. Let's see. Running shot, psychic blast, willpower, 3 damage. Okay. Play plus 5 points during first construction. Characters with the Klingon keyword gain the Romulan keyword. Okay. Shape change. Shape change when friendly characters that are adjacent has the Romulan keyword as damage by opponent's attack. After resolutions, you may place attacker into a square adjacent to the one it occupies. Okay, I don't know how to feel about that. Weaken your alliance leadership when Salah uses it and succeeds. You may instead choose that opposing characters can't use theme prop until your next turn. I don't know. Like, I would say buy at your own risk. This could be good or this could be really bad. I can't endorse it either way. I think it might be interesting. In the back of my mind, it really comes down to, do you want to mix Klingons and Romulans? And do you think their combined effect would be useful in a competitive arena? If so, then get it. If not, then just keep rolling. Another Diana Troy. This time it's a prime. Major Rakal of the Talishar. Okay, whatever that is. Shape change when friendly characters that's adjacent or has... What? Shape change when a friendly character that's adjacent has a Romulan or Starfleet keyword is damaged by an opponent's attack. Choose an opposing character adjacent to the attacker. After resolution, deal the chosen character 1 penetrating damage. That's not good because you can get around that with placement. You're not dealing the attacker any damage. You're dealing a character adjacent. So that's not that good. Mind control, when Deanna Troy uses it, hit characters can use improved movement characters. Huh. Yeah. So here's my thoughts. You play her, you use the liar ring, and I hope you have a really good plan. That's the best I really can say. I don't think that she is the best character. If you want to invest in mind control, I think that for Starfleet she is okay, but I mean, other than that, that's about it. Ghoul Limic. Let's see. Sidestep. All right. 65 points. Leave this territory or be destroyed. Friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Cardassian keyword modified attack by +1. When attacking characters that are closer to your starting area than your own. Don't Wakanda me. Don't Wakanda me. This is crap. See, this is when you know it's crap. Like you just cut and paste this from Wakanda. Okay, no. Telekinesis as free, but only to target an opposing character. No, this character's crap. Keep rolling. Now here's where I give them the bonus. It's not unique like the Wakandan ones are. Okay? It's not unique. And that's the only leeway I'm going to give on this. We see... Okay, sorry. Damon Tar. Okay. His dial isn't that interesting, but let's go in and look here as trait. We seek only what is equitable. When an opposing character uses an effect that allows it to choose a power to use, you may roll a d6, 5 through 6. Choose a friendly character that's adjacent or has a friendly keyword. That character can use the chosen powers until the end of your next turn. If this character came out 2 years ago, it would be hotness. But no, this isn't good. Exospecs. I mean, that's it. Exospecs are good, y'all. I'll say it. But functionally, we've seen like less and less exospec play. Just mainly because the team designs have functionally changed to, pre-equip. So yeah, I don't know what really to say about that part. Then he has enhancement outwit, so you could use it for Ferengi, but unless you're a Ferengi or a pirate, want to be like a new pirate, I don't see the need for it. Okay, Tomalak. I think I remember this guy. Tomalak on something on Jabara. Like, I gotta look at that one again. It's the guy that had storytelling. It may not be him. So I look forward to our next meeting, Captain. Leadership when Tomalak would be KO instead. Put him on click 3, and for the rest of the game, he can't use this trait. Yes! I think this is the one where they start the Starfleet crew, the Enterprise crew encounters this superior race of like cloak beings and stuff, and they get into a fight, and so what ends up happening is both captains get teleported down to the ground, and the one captain from the other race is trying to teach Jean-Luc Picard their language, and their language is stories, and he's talking about it's like somebody's name on some planet. I remember watching this episode, and it actually, one of my professors in seminary used this episode about trying to deal with people cross culturally, and saying it's like you understand stories. Stories end up telling a lot about culture, sometimes more than direct study of culture, and a people are usually determined by their principles, their ethics, and their stories. So anyway, so yeah, this is not bad. This is a pretty good figure. Actually, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's going to do a stationary job for you, but since it's not mobile, it's really not designed to be mobile. I really don't know where you would really place it. So yeah. All right, let's keep going. Duras. Wow, he's rather deep, but he's set up for Mastermind. So let's see what he does. Dishonorable tactics, yeah. A Klingon with Mastermind would be, yeah, that would be it. Perplex, but only target opposing characters. When he uses Perplex, choose a keyword on the target unique modifier until your next turn. Other opposing characters with the chosen keyword also modify the chosen combat value by -1. If he wasn't so expensive, this would be a very strong piece. And I would actually make the sentiment that it would be justifiable to run that other piece, Selah, with him. So that you could really get like a big oomph out of your Klingons and your Romulans. So, yeah, that's rough. All right, Dr. Kathleen Pulowski, sidestep. Choose an adjacent character until your next turn. That character has protected, outwit, opposing, perplex. She may activate this power as free, but only to choose a character she shares a keyword with. Not bad, but not great. Okay, so you have to look at our medics, okay, for Starfleet. And she has sidestep. But I think so does Chapel. Okay. The 10 attack value is not that bad, but you're competing against Bones. And Bones has an 11 in Dom. Okay. So you have defend. Okay, that's great. So that's not bad. But again, for your cost, it's like I'm getting more out of a lot of my other Starfleet. I'm medics, like, to be honest. Okay, so like even Beverly Crusher, who's 30 points from the Resistance is Futile, she is willpower and 11 attack. Okay. So in Starfleet, there's not, and just to be clear, there's not a lot of 18s in Starfleet. There's no 19s in Starfleet. Okay, I mean, like, base numbers. So when you really break it down, having a 10 attack and 16 defend and being at 30 points is nothing magical. It's nothing magical at all. So let me go and look real quick, because Chapel. Okay, yeah, Nurse Chapel is 15, and she's a 9 attack. Okay, and yeah, she's a 9 attack, but she's 15 points. But we all love ourselves some Nurse Chapel. Okay, Nurse Chapel's hot. All right, so go and then look at McCoy. Okay, McCoy it says choose a friendly character within 4 squares, line of fire. Okay, never mind. Here's the support. McCoy can use it His attack value becomes 11, and he does not take pushing damage for the action. McCoy is 25 points, and he does that, or he's 45 points. Okay, then you go into the fast forces, and he has a 10 attack. He's 50 points, but he has a 10 attack, 1 damage. He has willpower. And then he has a trait, unique modifier, friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Starfleet keyword modified defense by +1. So he has an overall, just more general use. Okay, go look at... Okay, Nurse Agawa. Nurse Agawa. Again, 9 attack, 15 points though. 9 attack. But she has the ability to reroll support if adjacent to a friendly character that can use support. Okay, sorry. Once per turn, when an adjacent friendly character uses support, you may reroll that roll. All right, so Agawa is already proving herself to be more useful at less points. Okay, and she has sidestep. Okay, so now let's look at Crusher. She's an 11 attack. And again, you're dealing with very few 18 defenses, let alone 18 defenses when you're healing. So this is crap, because a fresh Beverly Crusher or a fresh Dr. McCoy who can get an 11 attack has the same deviation as this character and offers more. Just offers more to the Star Trek team. Because either way, you're rolling a 6 or less. So I would rather have the 11 not have the defend than have a 10 with defend, no indom for 30 points. Even though you're selecting quote unquote a character to be protected, outwit, and opposing perplex, I think this is one of those have on the sideline, call it in if the situation arises with title Picard. I think that's just pretty much the only use for her. She does not give a lot of value to Starfleet. I know I'm ragging on this character a little bit too much, so I'm going to just go ahead and move on. Lieutenant Worf, shifting focus. Again, you're putting him back in there with the standard shifting focus stuff. But for a 12 attack, yeah, you probably want to think about him. He has my father's batlith. Oh, batliths, the best weapons invented in sci-fi. It's one of the best weapons invented in sci-fi. It just is. Blade's Claw's Fangs. When Lieutenant Worf uses it for the D6 roll, you may instead roll 2d6. Keep 1 as the result. If the result of both dice matches after resolution, you may either heal Worf 1 click or remove an action token from Lieutenant Worf. Get this figure. This is the figure. This is the Worf. This is the quintessential Worf right here. This is Worf. Run this. There's a bunch of goodness to be had here. There's a ton of goodness to be had here. So yeah, I like this. He is functionally, he can heal himself up in battle. Just almost, if he keeps getting lucky, almost permanently. So yeah, get this Worf. Armus. It seems to, 200 or 150. Oh, I don't know what episode you came out of. Hold up. All right, so he's one of those early Star Trek Next Gen monsters where they were trying to be like old Trek. And thank God that they stopped doing that. All right, so let's look at Armus. Improved movement, elevated, hindering. Okay, that's good. It seems to feed on our phaser energy, steel energy. When Armus is this is a trait. When Armus is damaged by a range attack after resolution, heal Armus 1. Okay, cool. Plasticity, sidestep. At the end of your turn, if Armus is not within 4 squares of another character, deal Armus 1 unavoidable damage. If you do, you may then place him exactly 4 squares away from any other character. Oh, gosh. The creature is filled with rage. When he confronts it, it's confronts it, his guards down. Invincible. If Armus can use Battle Fury, modifies defense by +1, and this power has protected outwit. Okay. Is this good? Yes and no. Is this horrible? No. Is there a place in the game for this figure? Yes. Is what he offers the game something good? Yes and no. All right, so let's break down the inconsistent musings of Edward Shelton. All right, so first off, why is this a decent figure? At 200 points and hella hard to kill, he can be equipped with exospecs. He can be equipped with any number of things that can make him more useful. Like, I think the spin ring would be one thing that would be interesting and actually pretty positive for him, because it would give him a gimp sidestep, so he can always like be moving towards people. He has built-in still energy. He has this tar baby effect where he can sort of like latch on people, try to make it hard for them to get away his entire dial. So I like that. You can give him, actually Mandarin rings might actually be some of the best things that you could give him. Yeah, Mandarin rings would definitely be some of the best things you can give him. Is he protected Pulse Wave? No. Which I'm like, I sort of wish you were. But that's really the only like gripe that I have. If he was protected Pulse Wave, or he says, Pulse Wave 1 or something, you have to, it to me, it makes it so that you really do have to slog through him. And I think that would have been more appropriate. Or you just kill the rest of the other 100 points and just ignore him. Now, why I think that this is, let me list off my positives. The positives are, he is 200 points. He's the second best 200 point I can actually see being played figure right now. And the first is Stealth Sentinel. Like, I just see Stealth Sentinel at 200 being too good of a value. And he can just summon in whatever he wants. He can literally summon in everything in the competitive meta right now at 200 points. And your opponent has to deal with the reality that the offense of Armus is the IDs. And that's easy to build around. Also, he's cosmic and monster theme, which means he doesn't have to build his IDs around retail. He's going to have the retail. Like, let alone just to be a jerk. You have 6 Carnages. You're +7 to map. Okay? You're +7 to map, and you just find another way of like getting a TK, or you just gradually just mosey on out with Armus. Okay, you have enough IDs, 7 IDs. You have enough IDs right there, and then you can replace I think the one of the monster you could go to cosmic. There's more than enough stuff that you can fill in there from cosmic. Brute, I'm not quite sure, and my spider sense tells me I think Surtur is a monster. My spider sense tells me Surtur is a monster, but I've been wrong before. No, he is a monster. Okay, yep, he is a monster. So, yeah, you could just, you can pack him with Surtur, you can pack him with Carnage, you can pack him with a lot of, like, rather good stuff for a Colossal Retail. And your opponent has to slog through that. They can decide to jump past Armus, and then Armus is just going to be like space wizardry, summon Jank, and then Jank ends up hurting you. Okay. So, where I see the bigger problem coming in is that Armus doesn't have protected pulse wave. That's the biggest deal. And if he did, I think Armus is tier 1 meta. I think there's more teams that are built around him at 150 and 200. But as he is, I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be built around Armus. I think he'll be a minority. I think he's going to be something that people are going to have a special project around and just to want to, like, jank with their friends. Again, the Armus can constantly heal. And he can constantly heal one if he is throwing blows. And what I really want to, like, emphasize, like, personally, is that, like, once you are able to get equipment on him that makes him more mobile, like I said, like spin ring, or if there was anything like, or exospecs, he becomes very, very annoying. But the fact that you have to get that equipment and sort of press through, I can see there being a lot of problems with that. And I see a lot of players not liking that. His movement being okay, it being average. He's able to hunt down, Star Trek people, but like the average superhero is just going to be hypersonic speed, yeeting fireballs at him all day. So it's a problem. He doesn't have, like, the back end special power. He has the ability to start closing the gap and being a threat. In particular, I would feel that he is the most deadly on those special movement power clicks because he can just be, he puts pressure on your opponent, saying, if you don't get really, really, really far away from me, I am going to summon something on top of you that's going to really hurt you, or I am going to be in position to start attacking you. Even so much so, I would say, like, if you're able to give him something that gave him, Giant Reach 2 or 3, that he would be a huge threat to most teams. So, I like this. I think there's a lot of potential here. The question comes in is, will the community orbit around him? And I would say is the only reason you would orbit around him instead of Stealth Sentinel is because you don't mind either healing Armus and then making him way more annoying than what he is, because Stealth Sentinel can only heal itself, which is one of the downsides of Stealth Sentinel. Or you're looking at just constantly wanting a massive amount of pressure. And so, I don't know. I can see it going. I can see it going either way. All right, Ghoul Madrid, Chief Interrogator. Right, he's another title. When he dies, hold on, wait. When Chimera gets KO for the rest of the game, when opposing characters finalize attack roll, includes a 4, modify their damage by +1. That's not bad, but all right, whatever. +1. There are no No, there are 5 lights. Oh yes, I remember this. This was a good episode of Star Trek. He would break. He was attacking Riker and trying to break Riker. That, oh gosh, that I remember. That was my first like Inception moment as a kid. Am I real? Are my parents real? Are my mom real? Is my brother real? Yeah. I remember like thinking about that episode, going to get a pair of shoes with my mom and my little brother. Oh gosh. Until your next turn, when an opposing character's finalized attack roll includes a 4, after resolution, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. So, yeah, that's sort of crap, but okay. Transporter. Free. Choose a character on your side. Oh yeah, so you call in Cardassians. Yeah. This I have a problem with because unfortunately you're running Salah or Gold Madrid. You really don't have the points to run both. And Gold Madrid, in my opinion, offers a complete different path for Cardassians than what Salah offers. So if you're going into those situations where you're locals, you're playing Star Trek games, and you want to do something different, and I would go with Salah over Gold Madrid, primarily because like compare him, he offers less than Picard. And Picard is cheaper. Okay, and let's dig into that real quick. Picard is 85 points. This guy is 95 points. Picard's +1 positively affects the entirety of his force. Okay, Gold Madrid's +1 is if your opponent may roll a 4. That is not helping. Now, I know some of you would say, but Dark Logos, high to hits, you're rolling 4, 5s, and 6s. So if your opponent is rolling those, then more than likely they're taking damage. And I get that. But do you know what deals more damage than a chance of dealing, 1 damage? If I roll a number, making all of my ranged attacks free, making all of my close attacks not cost against my action total. When I said free, I mean against action total. That does more damage from a tactical standpoint. So again, when Salah comes in and says, "Look, I can integrate for 70 points." Klingons and Cardassians as one force. Give them both each other's keywords. And then, not only that, I'm able to start playing around with those other, Klingon sisters and the Klingons' general grunt bonuses, and then adding those on to the Cardassian stealth. I think you're a lot better off. You're just a lot better off. You have way more options and way more benefits. So this is the trash. This is trash. Don't buy this. All right. We're getting on through. Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done. Damien Bach, unique. He is Ferengi. Thoughtmaker, stealth, mind control. When Damien Bach uses mind control, modify range by +3, and he can use improved targeting, ignores blocking characters, and hindering. I wonder how this works with the Liar Ring, because with the Liar Ring, this dude could probably be broken. Because we replaced the modified, then yeah, this dude is dumb. Buy this guy. So, just this alone, he is a better version of Prime Panther my powers of ESP. Because he's getting it on first click instead of second. Which, WizKids, why the hell did you do that? Okay, so there's that. And then 2, we also are seeing that he gives a modifier to his range. So again, like, he sees through blocking, characters, and hindering. Prime Panther doesn't see through characters. So, but Prime Panther sees through elevated. So, yeah, elevated is your only defense against him. So, hey, that's pretty good. Collecting on an old debt. Yeah, still 13 range. The only one that beats that is Skull. And you need a flat map. So anyway, collecting on an old debt, incapacitate. When Damon Bach uses it, after resolutions, give the hit character debt token, character's modified attack and defense by -1 for each debt token they have. Wow. That is, that's pretty good. Mastermind, haven't been sleeping well. Mastermind willpower. Opposing characters within range can't use willpower. Yeah, buy this figure. I know a lot of you will say, I'm not going to play Ferengi. Why am I going to buy this? I only see this coming up in a handful of situations, blah, 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 blah. It's fine. If you're not playing theme, which is viable, this guy is good. If you're looking at building around his mind control, this guy is good. Now, you can make the argument, but Dark Logos, his 10 attack on mind control, it sort of sucks balls. I'm dealing with 2021 defenses. Fair. That's fair. I'll give you that all day. But I would argue that 13 range mind control is also a very positive, powerful thing. Again, when you combine it with the Lyra ring, it can be potentially stupid. Even without it, you're talking 8 range mind control that has improved targeting, nor is blocking characters and hindering. That's pretty good. All right, next up, Professor Moriarty. Holodeck safety protocols at the beginning of the game give Professor Moriarty 3 safety protocol tokens. While he has safety protocol tokens, opposing characters take a maximum of 1 damage. Oh, so he pretty much like the other holodeck guys, yeah. Overriding controls. Here we go. When Professor Moriarty uses Outwit after resolutions, remove a safety protocol token. So he has to outwit you 3 times before he can do more than 1 damage. Okay, that's pretty good. Overriding command controls. Outwit. Perplex. When Professor Moriarty uses either to target an opposing character until your next turn, the target can't use team abilities. And Professor Moriarty can use any team abilities the target can't use through this effect. My question is does it work on Power Cosmic? If it doesn't, then great. If it does, then again, I feel like he actually has a place to become stupid. But yeah, I think he has a place to become stupid. Mirror Jody LaForge. Let's see. Improve targeting ignores hindering, which sort of makes sense. Opportunistic maneuver free. Once per turn for all characters that can use this trait, choose a friendly character that took 2 or more damage from a single attack since your last turn. You may place Jody LaForge within 6 squares in line of fire of the opposing character, and that made the attack. You may then replace Mirror Jody LaForge with another character that can use the opportunistic maneuvers trait from your sideline on that same click number. What? What? That can't be right. Okay, so as I'm reading this, that trait is sort of crap because you're bringing in another mirror universe guy from the sidelines, but most of all the mirror universe people are less points than him, to my knowledge. Okay. Mirror Beverly Crusher is okay, 100 or 75. Oh, never mind. Mirror Riker and Spock. Okay, no, never mind. They're the same points. They're the same points. Okay. On the same click number. Okay. So, yeah, they tried to make it so that you couldn't gimp in, like, you couldn't bring in another higher point character if you're running 75 points. So, this maneuver thing is... Why aren't you just running that character? Like, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, advancing through the ranks when this character... Ow. Advancing through the ranks when this character is placed by a character's use of the opportunistic maneuver trait until your next turn, this character has... When an opposing character within 6 squares is given a free action after resolution, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. That's pretty good. You have to keep, Jodie LaForge alive. But, okay. Geordi. Okay, Geordi LaForge alive, but okay. Shape change, trait of shape change. When Mirror Geordi, I keep messing this up. When Mirror Geordi, darn you, Jake, darn you. LaForge uses shape change and succeeds, give him a mirror token, and if he fails, remove all mirror tokens. When he uses shape change, increase the result by +1 for each mirror token. Roll of 1 always fails. Okay. So I assume that's how he's going to stay alive. But this dude is like going to get pulse wave to all get out. Rerouting bridge controls once per turn when an opposing character within range would use an effect that allows it to choose standard powers to use. You may make them choose again, but they must choose different powers than before. This, again, if this was like 6 years ago, this would have been perfect. This would have been you would have seen this character everywhere to fight Super Skrull. But now, is that such a big a deal? Not really. And yeah, it's not as big a deal. So yeah. Mirror Jean-Luc Picard. Opportunistic maneuver. Okay. Yep. So you can just get them into position and replace them with the person on your sideline. Okay, great. So when this character is placed by a character's use of the opportunistic maneuver trait until your next turn, this character has opposing characters within 6 squares. Can't use leadership, mastermind, or perplex. Okay. So that's... Oh, they take a penetrating damage. Okay. So you have to really look at the advancing through the ranks more than the opportunistic maneuver. Mirror shape change. When Mirror Jean-Luc Picard uses shape change and succeeds, give him a mirror token. If he fails, yeah, okay, all right, cool. So it's the same thing. To enslave new life and new civilizations. I love that. Leadership. When Mirror Jean-Luc Picard uses it, If there is no D6 on this card, you may place the D6 result on the card. When the character within range rolls an attack roll for Blaze Claws, Fangs, or Leadership, you may remove the D6 from this card and replace the die in the roll with it. Yeah, okay. You're really hoping to roll 5 and 6. So yeah, okay. All right. I mean, like I can see it's useful. It is useful. All right, let's run through the fast forces really quick. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. He has sidestep, TK, mastermind. All right, great. Prob. The Federation is prepared to defend the inhabitants of this planet. Please don't give him that trait with mastermind. That's like the opposite of what you're doing. Defend, but may be chosen by other friendly characters. But may be chosen by other friendly characters with the Starfleet keyword within 3 squares. So, okay, cool. 18 defend. You know, you're able to defend within 3 squares. That's good. All right, so I'm pro this. William Riker. Running shot, 75 points for running shot, energy shield deflection, 3 damage, sidestep, ranged combat. This is. Hold on, wait. This is the same. No, never mind. This is the same fast forces as before. Never mind. I thought this was the new fast forces. My bad, people. My bad. All right, so that is the set. I think that this is good. So let me go over my thoughts here. Starfleet, did they get more boss? Yes. Did the other factions start to compete with Starfleet? Just a little. In particular, the Cardassians and the Klingons. Those two started to up their fight back game. Is this are we looking at a point where anything other than Star Trek is competitive in this set from a keyword standpoint? No, unless you count a Mull or a Muck or whoever the hell he is, the tar baby. And literally he is a tar baby. He's a character that looks like he's made of tar. So if anyone says I'm being racist, it's not. It's like look him up. He's literally a tar man. So I feel like I'm gonna end up like regretting this like 10 years in the future, and someone like the internet gets wiped for like a brief moment, except for like a handful of things, and then I'm running for president or something, and it's like, look, he was talking about using the ethnic slur tar baby, and it's like I'm not. I'm talking about a tar man. Hyper PC people of the future. Anyway. But yeah, I think Selah is a great figure if you're looking to expand, your overall options. And the title Jean-Luc Picard is that's grade A magic right there. I love every bit of that figure. So I think it's going to be fun. I think Star Trek is moving forward. I think more and more people have an incentive to try to integrate some of the pieces, or better yet, try to make it so you are looking at them and looking at their effects, and how you're going to use them. The Ferengi pirate, that the salvager that is able to jank your objects or jank your opponent's objects. Will he see play? I think so. Maybe for actually no. I mean, maybe not. And real briefly, I know for folks that are done from the review portion and not want to deal with time capsule land, go ahead and end the video. But with states being Highlander, and that's the last thing that we're dealing with this year. That's like a big event. And you can say, well, there might be November WKOs. And I'm like, we're in the middle of October and they haven't announced them. So if they were going to do October WKOs, they should have made some plan for it. I mean, yeah, they should have announced it at the beginning of this month. But they haven't. So that's on WizKids. So we're looking at a delay until next year. And we're looking at, spring WKOs or winter, push back winter WKOs or whatever. All right, great. Now we're dealing with those. Will he show up? And I would say it's like we're probably going to deal with another set or two before, like after this set. And people are going to be thinking about that. And they're still be, digesting the impacts of ABPI and also X-Men Animated. And so do I think people are taking the same level of scrutiny to this set as they did the last two sets? And my answer is no, primarily just because of time and saturation and popularity and just blatantly more powerful and obvious effects to use and having to try to deal with and counter those tactics. And there are a handful of heroclix players that just take the time and just say, thought experiment of the day, if you were to make a Star Trek team based off of your life depended on it at 300 points, what would it look like? And some people would have an idea. A good chunk of people would not have an idea. A good chunk of people would say, screw it, I'm dead. All right? And I think that's the average player. The average player is going to look at Trek, have nostalgia, play some random games, and then stop. And then that's going to be it. So when we think of it like that, I feel like Star Trek will get slept on. I think there's a lot of things in there that people aren't going to play that I feel is personally good. And in the long run, whatever the next two sets are going to bring, by the time we get back to standard competitive play, everyone's going to be focused on that. People are going to forget about the Ferengi guy. Hell, I might even forget about the Ferengi guy. And you're back asking questions, 2 or 3 years from now, when we get a bigger scope of, how everything landed. Why didn't these figures ever take off? And the answer is because they weren't easy. Because they weren't easy. And blah, blah, blah hadn't been ratted yet. So, all right. So that's it for today's show. I'd like to thank you all for listening to the long review. I'm going to have another show hopefully soon. I'm going to be going to Kansas City on Wednesday. Because, fall break. Because of that, because I'm going to Kansas City on Wednesday, I'm going to try to record another show right after this for you to have. So if you didn't listen to the previous one, or if you didn't listen to my next show, please do. And I'm going to tell everybody in my next show to listen to this show. I do appreciate all the feedback that I've gotten over the years on the show. I'm approaching episode 300 fast. Way faster than I thought I would. So if you have anything that you as a listener want to see or have happen on episode 300, let me know. And I will try to see what I can do about that. All right. So you can follow me on Twitter at StartOverPod. It came from outer space and told me in space there is a water nymph with no one else on the planet but the water nymph. It's a sad story. It's a real sad story. No, there's nothing funny about that. It's just sort of sad. All right, you can email me at startingoverpodcast@gmail.com. That's startingoverpodcast@gmail.com. If you wish to opine, keep it piffy, keep it interesting, keep it awesome, baby. Let me know what you think about this Star Trek set. And if you want to donate to the show, you can go to startingoverpodcast.blogspot.com. And on there is a donate button. And if you donate, it helps make the show better. That is it. I'd like to thank you all for listening. And like always, remember, we all have